Jamie DSouza!
Hi, alright guys, you well? Cool. I was going to talk to you about New Year's resolutions because I haven't done one this year because last year, right, I became a vegan, which is quite a big one, which is weird because I don't even think I'm an animal lover. I wouldn't have shot my gorilla, but I would have put the cat in the bin. Do you know what I mean? I'm somewhere in between. But the reason I became a vegan was I was doing this thing called Veganuary. I don't know if you've heard it. It's one of those things you try out for a month based on a pun. Yeah, there's fans of it. So I was going to say that I hate these month things, right? I've done so many of them. Like last year, I did Stoptober, Movember, and BNP March, all in the same month. I did. They weren't happy about it, but I did. But the thing is, these months seem ridiculous. A month for everything, though. Now, my friend Mark told me he was doing a thing called No Wank December. Right? I googled it. It's real. All right. And what annoyed me, right, was not the fact that it was impossible, or the fact that Mark mysteriously disappeared at our New Year's Eve party countdown, but the fact they didn't even think of a pun name. Like I would have gone for Come Not May if that was me. Because these months are getting so ridiculous now, me and my flatmate tried to come up with a few of our own. So the first one he came up with, and that was Kebabuary, just to spite me, and he tried to have a kebab every day for a month. And he did well. He got to February the 12th, but before he passed away. And the next one we came up with was MDM April, which is... I did well. I got to April the 1st before I realised it was an April Fool's joke my friends had played on me, and I was crying in the toilets of a Vodka Revs on my own. So that was good. I'm going to talk about my dad now because my dad's white and he's a taxi driver. Okay, which means a lot of people come into the back of his taxi and can be quite racist sometimes because they don't know about his little secret. Okay, but there was one guy that came into the back of his taxi. He just started listing reasons why he didn't like Muslim people. And he started off with all the normal stuff, you know, they're all job stealing, they're all bomb making, they're all halal eating. They were sort of giving us the 5 pillars of Islamophobia. But the thing is, this guy was so angry, the last reason he gave on this list was, and they get woken up by a man shouting off a roof every morning. Which I like, because this guy's getting so angry. He's like, not only is this guy a bomb-making, job-stealing, beer-growing prick, he's also not getting his recommended 8 hours sleep a day. I'm going to do a song now, because it's a song about... You know when you're 15, 16, you start drinking for the first time, and you go to these house parties, and you think you have this bacchanalian, decadent affair, but you're actually listening to like Tiny Temper in a field somewhere, drinking an apple sours. Like, they were like the best days of my life. So which is a bit depressing, but I've written a song about it, and it's called The Summer of 2009. So I'm going to play that now, if that's all right. Going to a house party circa 2009, I raid my parents' liquor cabinet for half a bottle of wine. But when I get to the cupboard, I see the cupboard is bare. So I suppose I'll have to go and find some drink elsewhere. So I go to my mate Harry's and we start to pre-drink. I have one Bacardi Breezer and I throw up in his sink. And his mum sees what I've done and she gets pissed off with us, refuses to give us a lift, so now we have to get a bus. And we're sitting at the back of the bus, downing drinks and getting drunk, and then some bigger boys get on, so we have to move to the front. Because it's a grown-up party now, we're not playing musical chairs. We're drinking, playing grown-up games like Spin the Bottle and Truth or Dare. It's a grown-up party, forget about your worries, forget about your cares. Although there is one rule though, his mum said we're not allowed to go upstairs. So I sent it, I messed that up, go around again. So I sent Katie a text asking if she's already arrived, then I ring her twice, text her 4 more times until she replies. She says she's already there, smiley face, wink wink, which makes me start to sweat, so I drown myself in links. And then we get to the party and it's pretty cool. One bit of bad news though, Katie's already pulled. She's getting with that boy Duncan from the year above. He's giving her fingers in the toilet and I would have given her love. It's a grown-up party now, we're not drinking Sunny D. Are we drinking grown-up games like Smirnoff Ice and WKD? in fact, I even saw Duncan like sniff some flour off a key. I don't know what he was doing there. Although his mum has put plastic covering on the settee. So I go into the garden, there's people hotboxing the shed. I poke my head inside and try my first jazz cigarette. I have a couple of tokes, but it goes straight to my head. So I go back into the garden and I throw up in a hedge. I'm feeling pretty dizzy now and need to lie down. I stumble through the kitchen and I stagger through the lounge. I pass out on the sofa, and when I come around, I've got a dick drawn on my face and my head starts to pound, and it's a grown-up party and I think I've had enough. I ring my dad and ask him if he'll pick me up. He says, "It's only 8:30, Jamie, are you sure you've had enough?" He says, "Right, I'm on my way, but it's a £50 fine if you throw up." Right, cheers, thanks a lot, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Jamie DSouza. Yeah, excellent stuff. A lot of love for veganuary in the crowd from the people licking the wooden walls. How's it going? I'm surprised you were able to hold